Welcome back, guys, to Bald Father Bets, and good afternoon. Happy Sunday. So we'll do a quick recap of the first day of the divisional round yesterday, Saturday, where we had two games, and then go into our picks for the two games today. So we had an even split yesterday, 10 and 10. Won the first game with the Chiefs at the -8.5, and then obviously lost the Lions game at -8.5 as they lost outright. The main point I want to make on the Chiefs, a great game, obviously, is what I always preach on this is about shopping around your lines. You could have gotten that at Chiefs -8.5, and you also could have gotten that at Texans +9.5. Game landed on 9, so both of those would have won. So that's why always shopping around your lines and getting the best line is crucial to whatever side it is that you're playing. Really weird game. Texans outgained the Chiefs by 100 yards. Had no turnovers, but special teams completely cost them. Gave up a huge kick return to start the game. Obviously missed field goals, blocked field goals. Special teams really cost them in this one, and then the Chiefs got sacks in timely manner when they needed it. Chiefs defensive front, blitz packages, Spags was bringing a lot of pressure, as he does in pressure situations, pressure downs, and critical games. But yeah, Chiefs were the Chiefs. They did what they always do. It's why we were on them. They play differently in these games that matter. That's been their MO for the past four-ish years now. And then we go into the night game where if you're going to have 5 turnovers, the other team's not going to have 5 turnovers, and you're trying to lay 8.5 points, you get about a 0% chance of covering. Lions actually outgained the Commanders, had more first downs, and ran for over 200 yards, which is really what we thought they were going to do in terms of the rushing advantage, but it didn't matter. If you turn the ball over 5 times, 4 interceptions and a fumble, take the last turnover out because it's in garbage time, just trying to press down the field. But okay, 4 turnovers, yeah, not gonna get it done. Lions had a shot there to go up 14-3. They had 7. It was 7-3. They had the ball. They were driving, and then that's when the fumble happened, which was the first turnover, and that was really the turning point. Lions looked like they were going to kind of take control of that thing. Then that fumble happened, and everything broke loose. They got behind, started pressing, and they had zero answer for Jaden Daniels, as most defenses don't, but especially a Lions defense, which is very depleted. So 10 and 10 for us on the day, and we move into this round. Move into Sunday, still divisional round. So we have the Eagles and we have the Rams to start us off. The game's being played at Lincoln Financial in Philly. Snow game today, cold weather game, wind as well. Somewhere between 10 and 15 miles per hour wind, and snowfall pretty steady throughout the game, except for maybe right in the beginning of the game, but it's been snowing there throughout the day, so you still have a snowy field. And then by the end of the first-ish quarter, you should still see pretty steady snowfall, expected at about 2 inches. Line you can get here, you have Eagles -6, you can get all the way up to Rams +7. Obviously, no matter what our pick is, whatever you go with, make sure you're getting the best line on this one. 7's a very key number. So when these two teams met back in the regular season, the game was out in LA. We were heavy on the Rams. I was very confident in it. Play lost. It was a Sunday night football game. Eagles ran for, I think, like 250 yards, and Rams did not really show up there. It was quite surprising, actually, especially given how McVay tends to do in those home primetime games and when he's a short underdog, things like that. This is a little bit of a different situation, given that we're playing. Hold on. Sorry about that. We're back, guys. So we have a situation here, cold weather game in Philadelphia playoffs. This Rams defense has improved, especially with their ability to run, but they're still a bit more undersized, and that works fine against the Vikings offensive line, but against the Eagles offensive line, I have my concerns. On the Eagles side, really what I'm concerned about is health of Jalen Hurts. looked a little rusty in that game against the Packers, and then obviously took a few hits there. I'm assuming he's 100. I'm assuming he's close as anyone can be to 100% at this time in the year. Obviously, if he's not, that changes things quite drastically. But at the end of the day, I just think this is a really difficult matchup for the Rams. I think the Rams are one of the better teams in the NFL, and I think this is essentially the worst draw that they can get. They match up a lot better with, say, Detroit or Washington or Tampa Bay, or like they did against Minnesota. This one is brutal for them. Really, the two teams that they just do not match up with are the Ravens and the Eagles. So I like the Eagles here. We're going to lay the 6. This is probably my favorite play of the divisional round, so this one's going to be our one that we go above the 10 units on. We're going to do this one for 20 units, so Eagles -6, 20 units. Really think that by the end of this game, you're going to see that Eagles ground game dominate once again, and the cold weather Matthew Stafford game will come to fruition. Next, we are looking at our evening game. This is as much of a coin flip game as there will ever be a coin flip game. If Josh Allen didn't exist, this is a blowout on the Ravens side. The first time they played, it was a blowout on the Ravens side. But Josh Allen does exist, and he will be playing tonight. And the game is in Buffalo, snow game. This is the first time the Bills have been underdogs at home in a playoff game in like 30 years. They also didn't have a lot of playoff games the past 30 years. But anyway, I've been fading the Bills all year, except for we were on them big against the Chiefs. Obviously, that one hit. It feels wrong to jump on the bandwagon now. But in all actuality, I do like the Ravens. It isn't about that. I just think it's kind of funny. I like the Ravens. I like Derrick Henry in the run game. I still have questions about the Bills' defense. Matt Milano and 2 other starting linebackers did not play in that game. So I don't think that was a true, accurate representation of these two teams on the field. I do think Buffalo will show you more. But ultimately, I do like the Ravens. I am not comfortable locking in the pick yet or giving a unit amount to it until we get closer to kickoff. There are some things that I'm looking at with this line. Line opened with Bills as a favorite, and then book quickly came off that and made it Ravens -1. Some books are at -1.5. I'm really interested to see how this line moves up until kick. There's a few things that could happen with it that would make me say, okay, you can't pass on Buffalo at home getting a certain amount of points in this. I think ultimately, though, unless it gets to a really key number for us, we're probably going to stick with the Ravens. Obviously, it's not going to be a 20-unit play because of how much of a coin flip this one is, but we will lock that in with a community post and a unit amount closer to kickoff. But obviously, right now, we like the Ravens. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. Appreciate the support. Please make sure you're subscribed. Like, share, comment this video. Anything you could do to help us with that YouTube algorithm. But thank you, guys. Enjoy your football Sunday. And let's go Eagles. Or fly, Eagles, fly.